Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I was kind of talking to Thomas before we started the recording. My name's Angie. I'm with Producers XL, and I was explaining to Thomas, who's with RSSA, that timing is everything. I've had so much interest in the RSSA program since we actually started talking about it a year ago, if not a little more than a year ago. And I think I can bring so much more clarity to it because I've actually gone through the program, passed the designation, and all puns intended, got to see everything that RSSA offers to you once you have your designation and you're allowed to actually look behind the curtain of the Wizard of Oz, right? And you see everything that they bring to your disposal. I will tell you, I didn't do anything and got two leads. So I think that a lot of you listening are probably thinking to you, okay, how can I actually make this work for me? And if I take a pause, and I'm not stealing any of Thomas's thunder because he's got so much more to say about this than I do, but I think there's really two components to this in my mind, right? The knowledge that you gain from this program exceeds far and beyond what you will ever imagine. There were a few points, honestly, I said to myself, oh my gosh, I think I've hit the age that I can't learn anymore. If I put more in, more has to come out, right? It's that much great information. And quite honestly, everything you need to know about Social Security. It's the stuff that your clients are asking you about that we all know that when they ask that question, you go, you know what, that's really good. There's always changes inside that. Let me look. And we know you are spending lots of time on Google and searching for the answers. Well, this designation course gives you all that information and the resources at your disposal to where you know this. And I will tell you, it's one of the things that knowledge is power, but you have to use that knowledge. It's not something that you get this designation and then you just let it sit as a title at the end of your name. You do truly have to engage in this because you will lose this information quicker than you acquired it if you don't engage in keeping up with all of this. As a matter of fact, there was a recent change to Social Security, and it was a big change that's going to benefit a ton of beneficiaries. There's forums that you get to be a part of in Facebook groups, and they're constantly, and I don't know how Thomas gets anything done. Not to mention, I know he had a little baby girl not all that long ago, and I'm thinking to myself, he never sleeps. The man has got to never sleep because he's constantly engaged in all of the questions and the comments that folks are asking. So we are bringing to you today um, Thomas, who's going to talk about RSSA. He has an interesting platform, right? So he not only can he speak from this, but he can also speak from where he started in this space and how it brought him into the Medicare space and how those two complement one another so immensely. And I know all of you know this, but now we're going to put this at your hand. There were, when we started this engagement, this is a strategic partnership. Producers XL gets nothing from you getting this designation, using this knowledge, growing your business. We took it from the standpoint, and believe you me, there was an opportunity where they said, look, you guys can actually have some benefit from it. We can give you some money if you have agents that sign up. And my immediate response was, no, thank you. We want to pass full discount to our agents that want to get into this program just by saying they're with Producers XL because we look at it as a form of professional development. And we do feel that you have to always be learning and growing in order to grow your business. So this is a strategic partnership where RSA's allowed us to pass substantial discount. I mean, the retail of this is over $3,000. You're not paying that. And not to mention, we'll talk about this later, there's even kind of an enterprise deal that we can get into that makes it to where you can actually just pay it over a year, which we'll talk about that a little bit later. So I'm going to stop and I'm going to turn this over to Thomas to absolutely wow you with everything that RSSA has to offer. And I do think timing is critical. We just got out of a very, very disruptive AEP. And believe you me, I took numerous phone calls at my agency about, Angie, this was ridiculous. I don't know if I'm going to do this again. I don't know if I'm going to stay in AEP. I don't, I just, How does a person go through, start it, and then all of a sudden realize that we're losing thousands of dollars of commissions, if not tens of thousands, because the carriers change their commission structure almost at the beginning after you're already embedded in it. And really, when you're in the Medicare space and you're talking to those folks about Social Security, you're in that space where I truly believe your heart is in that. These are not just clients or customers. These become community friends. Almost, I mean, you know everything about their life because you know their health. You're going to know when they're in the hospital. You're going to know when they become grandparents. You're going to know when they're going through some financial struggles. So I do believe the heart of all of you in this space is what keeps you there. And so this couldn't be more applicable in the fact, and Thomas will talk about this. You can charge a fee for this. There's no AHIP certification for this. There's no, I have to follow all these compliance structures. It's so much intriguing into how you can actually fill your lead funnel at a very young age and then get them into Medicare, as opposed to trying to start at Medicare and make sales when they're maybe got health concerns. So again, sorry, I said I was going to stop talking and turn it over to Thomas. I've not bitten into any of his time, I promise. Thomas, take it away. I'm going to let you go ahead and do all the things to make all of our friends on this call be interested.
Yeah, thank you, Angie, so much for such a great introduction. I think it's important too to talk about your experience and everything, and from my perspective. And it's great to have everyone on the call today. I'm really happy to introduce the program for those who don't know it, or if you were discouraged this year with AEP. One thing I want to talk about today specifically is how we can, as Medicare agents, break those barriers and be able to get in the door with more clients and prospects and make more appointments and obviously increase our Medicare sales. And for me, it kind of came in a completely different perspective because we train people, specifically agents such as yourselves, to kind of use Social Security as a way to get in the door with people to help them with Medicare. Now, how I started was helping people with Social Security first. I always wanted to help people with Social Security because it is such an important topic. And I just love talking about not just the rules and the types of benefits and all of that, but people are asking about, what are the misconceptions? Is Social Security running out of money? All of those things, when you can feel knowledgeable about that, you really feel like you're making a difference, but it leads to so many relationships and sales just organically, right? So how I got started in the Medicare space was years and years of people who I helped with Social Security would be 62, 63, 64, and they would say, hey, I'm coming up on 65. Can you also help me with my Medicare decisions, right? And when you hear that every day for 5 years straight, and giving those clients away to other agents was something I didn't want to do anymore, because why do I want to leave money on the table as an agent, right? I want to be able to help those clients and get those commissions. So on the other foot, now we train and educate agents like you guys on how you can get in the door with people and help them with this other important retirement aspect that Social Security is. Come at them with a more educational approach and not just going after that next Medicare sale that every agent is trying to get, right? We all want more T65 sales, but the way to do that is to get in the door with them before they reach 65. That way, when they get those mailers and flyers and everything else from every single one of you on the call, how do they know who to work with? How do they differentiate you from the next person? So by helping them with Social Security, potentially earlier than Medicare age, you're already building that preconceived relationship with them for them to say, yes, once I turn 65, you're the person that I want to work with. So we're talking about the program today, but we also want to talk about why it's important to do this, and also the fact that you can make additional income, whether it's charging a fee for your Social Security services, increasing your Medicare sales. And then for those of you who do other lines of business like annuities or life insurance or others, how it can organically lead to those conversations as well. So some of the barriers that we all face this year, and we're all in this together, right? We all face the same barriers, but we can be discouraged, which a lot of people are. And, I was too, right? To make changes right in the middle of AEP is not something that we all want to face, but it's how we can fight those barriers and have a kind of go along with that to be successful, right? So one of the barriers was the carriers, right? Dropping plans, which caused us to have to reach out to all of our clients who were on that plan and change their plan. They were also dropping commissions on certain plans as well. That's already frustrating as it is. You also add in CMS and the guidelines that they continuously change, and that's frustrating. And then the third is the competition, right? Finding ways to differentiate ourselves and be different than other agents to get in the door with the clients that we want, beat those other agents to the punch. That's another barrier that we need to figure out. So, with all three of these barriers, this could be a solution for you to help people with Social Security. Yes, it's another thing that you would have to learn, but once you get it down, it's going to be like every other thing that you learn about that becomes second nature. But the difference is that people, everyday clients, Americans need help with this decision. They don't know where to go. Their advisors, might not be equipped to help them with this. They can't go to Social Security because by law they're not allowed to give advice. So this creates a really strategic opportunity for you as agents, which again is how, I started my business is helping people with Social Security. It's a really important topic that people want to know more about. There's just not enough agents and advisors out there that are equipped to help their clients with these decisions.
Hey, Thomas, I wanted to make a comment as well, just
Yeah.
in line with that. Even folks like you had mentioned, financial advisors, when you're dealing with customers, and this is my personal experience with my own financial advisor, they do not go into Social Security planning. They know it's an income. They can roughly calculate it in their little programs that they have, but they never really spend any time talking about in depth about this. They've got the neat little brochures that they can hand you at their office, but it's really just for them an algorithm. They punch in a number, they can go get that information, but they don't spend time really educating you about this as you start walking into that area of planning. So I think it's really important that it also allows you to go alongside with, and maybe when you start building partnerships in your community where you can help alongside of a financial advisor as well, because they don't spend a lot of time on that.
Yeah, that's a great point. A lot of advisors use Social Security as a bait and switch, but that's not really the right thing to do because Social Security for a large portion of Americans is either their largest or even their only retirement income. So, to be able to help them with the two pieces that they need in their retirement, Social Security and then their health coverage and Medicare, think about if you can help them with both of those two most important aspects, what reliable resource you're going to become. And that's going to lead to reviews, it's going to lead to referrals, and it's also going to help you build those B2B relationships with those other, professionals like CFPs, CPAs, attorneys that don't want to get into the whole Social Security side of things, but they do want a resource for their clients. So it creates a really strategic way to build those B2B referrals as well. Now, there's a lot of topics out there that you might want to learn more about to become more proficient in. So, why Social Security? Well, again, it's very relatable to every American. Almost every person is going to be paying into Social Security, and nearly everybody's going to get a benefit, whether it's on their own record or the record of a spouse, maybe an ex spouse or a deceased spouse. There's minor children. There's billions of dollars that actually go under collected each year because people just simply don't know what they're eligible for. Even if you're working with a client and they just have a few simple questions that they are getting, five different answers from Social Security, they're searching on Google and getting, different answers there. To be a reliable resource just to answer a few questions can automatically lead to a Medicare opportunity, right? And that's what we want for you. We want you to gain more opportunities. And by helping people with something other than Medicare, even though it seems like you want to just go straight to the next opportunity for Medicare, by actually helping them with this other important aspect and building that relationship, yeah, it might take a little bit longer, but you're going to end up closing more deals. You're going to differentiate yourself and your brand. And you're also potentially, if you charge a fee for the service, now you can make additional income. We get a lot of questions about how much can you charge for this type of service. Again, my whole business was built on charging fees for Social Security services. You can charge $500-600 per client. People will pay that because they can't get this information or advice anywhere else. Not a lot of people offer that. So you can charge them fees. And even if it's $300-400, adding on that with your Medicare sales, now you're making like $1,000 per client. And the cost of this program, you can make it back in 2 clients essentially. So this is an investment. Like Angie said, it's a professional development. It's a way that, yes, it's going to cost you money, right? We want to be very transparent. There's a cost to this program. The investment will tenfold, 5x, 25x your investment within the first year. If you do all of the things that we teach you to do and join our trainings and use our support staff, you can use this to significantly increase your sales this year.
Hey, Thomas, I want to talk about that Social
Yeah.
Security expertise. When my mother passed away, she was 10 years older than my dad. And when she passed away, my dad was asking questions. Can I collect under Social Security? Can I collect under mom? My mom was the breadwinner of the family. Can I collect? Everyone around him said, you cannot. You cannot. You're not going to be able to collect. So don't even waste your time. And I said, Dad, file it, file it. And he was allowed to actually collect income for about a year and a half under my mom's record that he otherwise never would have received because everybody said, no, 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 you can't collect. So little things like that. And that was such a saving grace for my dad to get through that. I mean, we all know when you have a loved one die, it's not just the firsts, right? It's not the first year of all the things that you experience. The grief is forever. But
Yeah.
being able to put some income back in my dad's pocket to help him navigate through what his life's going to look like now on his own was huge for him. And it was just a matter of giving him the confidence that, yes, Dad, you can make that file. You will get some collection out of that.
Yeah. And even in my own life, my father-in-law recently passed away. And when when he was 62, he wanted to collect. And I ended up working with him about the decision that if he made that decision, it could significantly lower my mother-in-law's survivor benefit, if you were to pass before her. And it just so happens that 5 years later, yeah, last year he passed away. And because of the decision he made through me helping him, she's going to get an extra $2,000 per month for the rest of her life. I mean, that is a significant sum of money that they would have lost had he not talked to me. And I wouldn't have been able to do that without having this knowledge and expertise. So it's the little things that you think, might not be a difference, but it does go quite a long way. And some of the horrible stories that I get from clients is clients that came to me a little too late. And what I mean by that is if you haven't seen it already, I highly suggest taking 10 minutes out of your day to look it up on Google or YouTube, Social Security overpayments on 60 Minutes. And it talked about how over 1 million Americans are overpaid each year. And this could be some lump sums of $50,000 to $250,000 that people owe back to Social Security because when they called them, they got the wrong or misleading information and caused them to receive an overpayment potentially 5 to 10 years later. And imagine your client is in their late 70s, 80s, and they call you up and say, hey, I received this overpayment from Social Security. They're saying I owe them $100,000 from a mistake I made 10 years ago. There's nothing you can do at that point. But if you help them before that happens, before the decisions are made, and help them understand the nuances, you can avoid that at all costs. And unfortunately, the hard part is people come too late and you can't help them. But that's why I try and tell people that why do you need this service? Well, one, even if it's to verify that what you were thinking is still the best plan, and if not, at very least, you're not going to leave any money on the table. You won't receive an overpayment, and you'll have the knowledge to make the best decision going forward. So Social Security and Medicare obviously have a great connection. I think one of the main connections is that a lot of clients just affiliate Social Security and Medicare to be the same, most likely because Medicare is done through the Social Security Administration and also the age range, right? You're looking at Medicare from 65 and on, Social Security 62 to 70. So it kind of creates that interconnection that way. But again, this just creates a new way for you to get in the door, whether that's doing Social Security educational events that, by the way, aren't subject to CMS guidelines. You can ask for information at the events. You can provide a meal. You don't have to worry about a scope of appointment with Social Security appointments. So there's certain ways that you still want to be ethical, but it just gives you a little more wiggle room to get in the door with more prospects and open up for opportunities. So let's review a couple of things that we went over so far. So obviously we're all frustrated with carrier changes, commission dropping, CMS guidelines. Social Security can be a unique and different approach to help you get in the door with more clients. You gain a competitive edge and try to differentiate yourself from other agents in the industry. And then you can use this as an added value, or you can charge a fee for your service. Now, there's another service we'll talk about in just a little bit that you can also do that actually creates a little more income. And we teach you how to do that as well. I'll save that for a little bit later, but just keep that in the back of your mind is even if you're helping someone apply for benefits or creating a My Social Security account, this now gives you an opportunity to charge some fees for that you wouldn't normally be able to do before this. So let's talk about the program. So with all of that being said, now you need a solution. And that's kind of why we exist as an organization is we train and educate you to become subject matter experts in Social Security. And we give you everything from the education, technology, lead generation, marketing, and support. All of the tools, resources, and things that you need to successfully and seamlessly integrate this into your practice. And we do that in 3 simple steps. The first would be signing up for the program and going through the education. It's a 5-module course, very similar to the AHIP in that it's the same amount of modules. You're going through the material and answering questions accordingly. Now, it's around 15 hours to complete. You're going through Social Security information, but you're also being trained on how to use our software, which is the RSSA roadmap. We do have live upcoming virtual trainings as well that I'll show you the dates so that if you also are one of those hands-on visual learners, you can join us for those as well. Now, once you get through the 5 modules, you'll sit for the final exam to earn the designation. It's 2 parts, multiple choice, and 2 case studies using the software. Now, you get 2 tries for the test. So if you fail the first time, you'll get a second try at no additional cost as being part of this webinar today. If you do need a third try, it's unlimited tries. However, we actually reach out to you and let you know what you got wrong and what you need to study so that you can pass the second time. We really want to give you that hand holding to make sure that you're successful. You only need 75% to pass, so it's not a huge pass grade that you need. And we do have 95% that take it, pass on the first try. So 95 out of 100 people will pass the first time around. Now, once you get certified, the most important part is how do you start getting this out there, right? How do you start integrating this into your practice? And how do you get leads? And how do you market this and all of that? That is everything that we help you with now. So we provide you with immediate access to live weekly training. They're also recorded if you can't make any of them. You don't have to make every single week, obviously. We have all of the training on how to market yourself, how to build B2B relationships, all of these different trainings on using this to help your business. We also have the back office support. So if you ever have any client cases or questions you need help with, if you need help with a marketing strategy, anything that you need support on, we are here to help you through that. So the RSSA program is also approved for professional CEs for your insurance license. We're approved in 46 states, including Washington, D.C., generally around 9 credits, depending on the state that you're in. Some are a little more, some are a little less, but the majority of states are 9 credits. We're also approved by FI 360, the IRS, NASBA, and the CFP board. If you do have broker dealers, we're approved by many of the large broker dealers as well. Now, we also provide you with all of the turnkey marketing. It's important to know is that you never have to create anything from scratch. If you want to create something, that's great. But we have all of the turnkey marketing that, again, is not subject to CMS. So it gives you a little more wiggle room to be able to market this type of service. We have marketing templates for reaching out to clients, B2B relationships. We even have templates to reach out to unions and HR groups as offering this as like a financial wellness or Social Security wellness type of benefit. We have client-facing brochures and slicks. We have postcards for postal mail marketing. We work with some of the lead vendors in the industry to actually help you get people into the seats. Generally, what we've seen is anywhere from 20 to 40 leads per event into the seats, so it's really great. to do Social Security events. We also provide you with social media content for marketing to your website. If you have an external website, we can link different marketing to your website. We also provide you with this turnkey landing page. So every RSSA gets their own page where you'll have your picture, reviews, you can put a professional bio, all of your social media links. You can put upcoming events, whether that's online webinars, pre-recorded webinars. It could be an in-person workshop. You could also put your external website here. So if you do have an external website for your Medicare business, you can link that here. You can also link this page back to your website. There's also a scheduling a call link here. So if you use Calendly or any other platform like that, you have the ability to link that as well. And then there's also a contact me form here. Now, being part of this program, you're automatically put into our RSSA directory where consumers come to our website and they can find an RSSA in their area. They'll be able to reach out to you directly through your contact me form, and that comes at no additional cost.
Look, I don't know. I just want to pause for a moment because, like, I am bubbling on the inside about this. You have no idea how many times agents want to know about leads and marketing systems and platforms and all of you, I cannot, if you could see behind the curtain of what I have, everything he just showed is so true, but I mean, the content is incredible. I cannot stress enough that if you take the time, remember, professional development, we are January 14th of 2025. You have got an entire year that you could strategize if you just took some time to sit down and say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this for myself. I'm going to do this for my friends. I'm going to do this for my family. And I'm going to do this for my community. And when you pass and you have access, and I believe everyone would pass because I did. So you take the time to do that. And then you get behind the curtain here and you actually come up with your marketing strategy. I can't stress turnkey enough. This is what you want. This is what you've been asking for. And this is something that you don't have to hide behind a compliance wall. So I'm going to again stop, but that just needs so much attention brought to it because it is incredible. I've put my phone number and my email in the chat box because I know a lot of you are going to call me and go, okay, Angie, I heard your hype. Now really tell me. And I do want to spend time really telling you what it is that you get with this course because it's incredible.
Yeah, and even to that point, we created a new lead generation program because we know a lot of people want leads and how do I get leads and how do I do this in a way that's going to work for my business, right? I talk to agents all the time that some of you may have a marketing budget of $5,000 per month, and then some of you have a marketing budget of $0 per month. What's great about this program is that yes, the program itself costs money. It's an investment. You'll make it back very easily. You can trust me on that. But as far as getting leads, it doesn't have to cost a lot of money or even any money. For me personally, I like to do adult education courses or classes, leisure classes for adults at my local school district. And that's free for me I don't even market it. The school actually invites the teachers, the staff, they send out brochures in the community and they invite people to these leisure activities. And that's everything from, yoga and painting, but they have people that do, someone at the school that I do does estate planning. I do the Social Security and the Medicare and things, right? So, it doesn't have to cost a whole lot. And with this lead program that we built out, it actually allows you to create turnkey landing pages automatically for you. If you want to build a landing page for a B2B relationship or for a client to see about your services, it all is built out for you and it has your information and your name on it. We have customized email templates that you can use to send out to different relationships. We have pre-built ads for Facebook and Google. Yeah, that would cost a little bit of money to do Facebook and Google ads, but people are looking for that, right? So we provide it to you. We also have turnkey presentations. Again, a lot of people put on Social Security educational events. We have the turnkey presentation that you can use at the event. And we tested this, right? This is a presentation that I personally use. I wrote all the notes out for it so that you have access to the notes within it. We also have videos of us presenting it so that you can kind of learn how to present. But this has all been, used out there and it works really well for you. Now, another part of this lead gen platform that we have almost is like what we call TurboTax, but for Social Security. Now, if you're familiar with TurboTax, they allow you to do your own taxes. So, part of this platform, we actually allow you to give out links and QR codes, however you want to present it. You can give them out at events. You can do a Facebook ad, Google ad. You can give it out to current clients. And it's like a condensed version of the software where the client will get pretty much a Social Security calculator, but that will generate a funnel of leads for you to reach out to and say, hey, I can help you further with your planning or with Medicare and other things. So we teach you how to do all these different strategies, whether you're looking for hundreds of leads per month or, if you want just a few leads, we're here to help you. That's the most important thing is our back office support to make sure that you're successful. So same thing, educational events, right? One thing is that if you want to put on events, we can help you in any way that you need it. If you want to talk to us before an event, if you want us to help you with strategies, anything that you need will be provided to you. So now let's talk a little bit more about the technology, because this is kind of where it's really going to help you with your business and help the client as well. So with the software, which, learning a new software doesn't have to be difficult. We put all the training within the module 5 for you to learn how to do cases for single, married, divorced, widowed. You'll learn how to use the software proficiently, and then you'll get out there and start using it. Now, we wanted to make a technology that was very simple and user-friendly, not just for you as agents, but for the consumer to easily understand their options. All right, so all it takes is putting in some general information as well as the client's earnings from Social Security. The links are directly there to the SSA.gov website. We teach you how to do all of this, and it creates a personalized report for that client. It walks them through their options. It helps them make these decisions, and then you are able to give them something tangible. Now, that report, as well as a one-on-one consultation, is what you would either charge your fee for. Maybe you're also adding in helping with the application or other things that can help you charge further fees. And then it also is leading to those organic Medicare conversations, right? Even things like bringing up that, have they applied for Part A and B yet? Did they know that they might pay an IRMA on their Part B premium if they make a certain income? Did they know that, if you have less than 20 employees, that you need to be on Part B of Medicare, right? So all of these things, even the little things that you can bring up during these consultations, will lead to them understanding that you do help them with Medicare. You could set another appointment to go through their Medicare plans and get those sales that way as well. Now, built into the software, we also have this additional information page. Now, this simply just asks questions about their other assets, retirement, their real estate, debts, expenses. None of this information will be put into the report. But if you do other cross-selling like Medicare, annuities, life insurance, and other things, this just gives you more of a holistic understanding of that client that you're working with and finding out how you can help them further with their decisions. Again, our back office support is very important. So we always I stress to everybody that there's a cost to this program, right? And all of the RSSAs that enroll in this program have great reviews and they love it. They make their money back very easily. It's trying to help you understand that, yes, if you have the money and you want to do this, you should 100% do it, because this is something that will tremendously help your business and increase your sales. And we are so confident that if you're not happy with the program or you're not getting leads, it's not working out for you, set up a one-on-one consultation with someone from my team. Even if it's me, I will put you on the right track to make sure that it is going to work for your business, because we know it works, right? And I have years of experience to tell you about that could work, but you have to be confident in yourself and make a decision of, am I going to take this chance of doing this and integrating this or not, right? At the end of the day, a lot of people say that I would love to do this, but it's the price, right? don't think about so much as this being another fee for something else that you have to do, but think of it as a professional development and investment into your business that, quite frankly, it's going to be long term, right? I always use the saying, you could either give a man a fish or teach a man how to fish so that he has, fish for the future, right? It's the same concept with this is, instead of teaching you how to get a Medicare sale, we're going to teach you strategies that can get you in front of hundreds of leads that will lead to hundreds of sales, right? So it's kind of like that.
Thomas, we had a really good question in the chat.
Yeah.
As an insurance producer, does E&O cover this? Since you're giving, advice on retirements and benefits for a fee, do you have comment on that?
Yeah, I mean, you can reach out to your current E&O provider and see if they can provide coverage with this. It might be an extra $10 per month or whatever. Most RSSAs aren't using E&O insurance for this, and two reasons for that. One is that built within the report, there's a disclaimer there that the report is putting information out based on the information that they gave you. And two is that you should never actually tell anyone what to do as far as claiming, but you're giving them the information and education for them to make the best informed decision, right? So, I mean, I always err on the side of caution. An extra $10, $20 a month for this for E&O, it can't hurt at the end of the day. So you can ask your current provider if they provide it. If not, you can go to another provider and see if you can get some coverage. Again, that's just erring on the side of caution. A lot of RSSAs don't have additional E&O for this.
Thank you.
So kind of to give you overall what the program includes is the 5-module educational course, the final exam. You get a second try as well if you need it. You get the certification, you get a hard copy, and you can download a copy at any point that you need. You get the RSSA roadmap software. You get the back office support, turnkey marketing, and first-year RSSA membership. Now, the upfront cost of the program, we're giving you a discount today. It's only for the first year that includes all of this. After the first year, it's just $479 a year to maintain your membership, which includes everything that we talked about today. So if you, two ways to get started. One, if you're interested in doing the enterprise level through Angie, we actually bill Producers Excel, and Angie would get the payment from you guys, right? So that it's more cost effective. It would start at 10 people. So if there's 10 people on here that say, yes, I would do this, it's going to be a lot more cost effective. It's only $1,000 up front, and then it's $150 per month. So it is very cost effective for you. If 10 people want to do that and go through Angie, we would bill Angie, Angie would bill you guys. Now, if you want to just if we don't have enough people for this and you still want the discount and want to get started, first of all, you can reach out to Angie. We could see how many people end up wanting to do this. But if there's not enough people, but you still want to sign up for the program, we'll give you a significant discount from $33.29 to just $2,000. You can get started at rssa.com/producersxl. We'll give you promo code PXL25. Now, before going ahead and doing that, you may want to see if Angie can get the 10 of you to do this for the $1,000 a month, for the $1,000 up front, and then the $150 a month, which will save you obviously quite a bit of money there. And then if 10 people do that, we can bill Angie, and she would, get the billing to you guys as well, and we can get started on that. So, if you're interested in this, reach out to Angie. I think is a good next step. Let her know your interest level. If you would pay the $1,000 and the $150 up front, or if you would pay the $2,000, just reach out to Angie directly. Let her know your interest level of doing this, and we can put an enterprise level together to save some money. Or if there's not enough people and you still want to do this, we'll provide that promo code throughout the year so that you guys can take advantage of that. Angie, is there anything else that you want to bring up, or is there any other questions we can answer?
I do want to give everybody a chance to kind of ponder this. I've had a lot of folks that told me that they had a conflict in schedule. Can I please send them the recording? I can do that. So for the enterprise deal, if I have at least 10 people that are expressing, hey, I don't want to do the $2,000 up front, I'll do the 1,000 up front and then the 11 months at 150 for the first year of this. Um, I want to give everybody a chance. If I come up with those first 10 before the end of this month, we'll go ahead and enact this enterprise deal. But if I don't have 10 by the end of this month, then we're going to go ahead and just say, look, it's $2,000 and that's for the entire program. You can go ahead and register at that rssa.com/producersxl. Your promo code is PXL25. That's what drops it from the retail of 3,300 down to 2,000, and you can just get started on your own, go through the self-study. Fascinating question. It's there. I do have a question here that says, does this integrate in any way with railroad retirement benefits? I'll let you
Great.
answer that, but I'm excited about the answer.
Yeah. So railroad retirement is a very specific part of Social Security for those that don't know, for those that don't know. And we don't teach you too much about railroad retirement within the modules. And the reason for that is that it's very far and few between cases. However, that's not to say that you're not going to be able to help people with that. We do offer, and we're creating CE courses on this as well as training on this. And then if you ever have a case that you're working on, you would reach out to our team. We would actually do the case with you to provide to the client. So, because, there's always going to be cases that, only happen every now and then that we don't want you to have to worry if that happens. We're here to work with you on that case, teach you how to do it, give you and the client all the tools and things that they need to know to make the decision. So yes, railroad retirement, although you're not thoroughly trained on it directly in the program, you'll get training afterwards, and you can reach out to our team directly if you need help with those cases.
And that would be, Thomas, so that the roadmap that you build for that particular client incorporates in those benefits. And that's why they would need to work with your team on that. I really feel that when you start into Social Security planning for whatever reason, just like when you got first started in the Medicare, weren't a few of your first handful of cases the most complicated cases you could probably have ever? I mean, the stuff in Medicare that you were like, I didn't even know it was this complicated. I thought you just enrolled in A and B and we kind of went down our happy little road and we put the supplement in place or put the MA in place. It's kind of the same thing with Social Security planning. I feel like your first few cases could actually be some of those that come to you because you have the designation, they can contact you on the site. They may be some of your more complicated cases, but the great news about this is it's not Angie. It's an entire team at RSSA that can help you with some of these more complicated. So if you're working with a lot of railroad retirement benefits, obviously talking about Social Security planning, but knowing that you have a team behind you to integrate those benefits, it would be greatly beneficial for that. I do know a lot of you have Social Security knowledge just because you've had to have that knowledge in the environment, whether you're a registered rep, a financial advisor, or just a Medicare agent that's been in the space for a very long time, and you've had lots of questions. I know that there have been some other Social Security courses out there, none of which that have been this comprehensive in my mind. And believe you me, if you ever thought the Medicare program was quite complicated, which quite frankly it is, we have the dubious task of making it as simple and easy and understandable to our clients. Social Security is the same thing. There's no way you're going to know everything about Social Security coming out the gate because you are going to have such a vast knowledge of that program through CMS that you've never had before. So instead of you taking your time to Google and research and hoping you're giving appropriate answers, like Thomas said, get the information, get the knowledge, use the knowledge, and put it in your practice and be confident about doing it. So I like to say, if you can get the designation, practice. And what I mean by that is we all have family and friends, and this is exactly what I did. Hey, I just learned a lot of in-depth information, and I understand that you're nowhere near talking about this yet, or maybe you're already in it. I would like to practice. I want to go into the roadmap. I want to put your data in there now. And you know what? They're always happy to do that because quite frankly, they think they're getting free advice, which they are, or maybe they don't need it, but they're more than willing to help you. So that's how you're going to get a real good handle. Practice on yourself. Put yourself in there. Don't think I haven't done that. It's really interesting to see how those algorithms work out when you're inside that roadmap and you can actually start using that software program because just that software package alone, folks, if you went out and bought a software package to try to make you knowledgeable on Social Security, it doesn't make you knowledgeable on Social Security. It makes you knowledgeable on reading a report. This makes you knowledgeable on the content to where you can actually have these intelligent conversations. And I can see who's on this webinar, and I know the markets you're in. And I am looking forward, my calendar today is full, but I am looking for it to explode because I think a lot of you are going to have questions for me, and I welcome every one of them because I want it to be the right thing for you. And I think we've really hit a nerve this year in January of 2025 of folks that are interested in even more diversification inside their practice. Maybe out of necessity, maybe because it's just the right timing. So I feel really good that we can bring to you two different ways that you can get into RSSA. I'll call it a monthly pay or I'll call it a one-time pay. However you want to do that, still getting great benefit just by accessing it through the PXL 25 code. So Thomas, I think that's really all I wanted to add. I didn't know if you had anything else, if this is our last slide and we're wrapping it up. I can't thank all of you enough for being on this call. It is recorded. It will go out again in the event that you were late in or you had to hop off or whatever the case is. I want you to make sure that you have this entire presentation, or if you want to re-listen to it or you need to show upper management kind of what this brings to the table for you and how you think it can grow your practice. It's worth a look at. That's all I can say because I do believe this will bring value to your practice. I believe this will bring revenue to your practice. Thomas, I
Absolutely. And
thank you again.
yeah, thank you guys so much for coming on the webinar today. I know how busy everybody is with their days, and just for you to learn more about this, whether it's for you or not, hopefully it gave you some information to make a decision on that. But again, reach out to Angie, let her know if you're interested in this. We'd love to put together a program for you guys as a team. And if not, you can still sign up for the program at a discount. Angie is happy to answer any questions. Reach out to her. I'll keep in touch with Angie, and we're going to coordinate on a plan moving forward for you guys. But I'm really excited about this opportunity, and if you guys have questions, reach out. But Angie, thank you so much for having me on. I look forward to the next step with you guys, and I hope everyone has a great day and great week, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thanks, Thomas.
Bye, guys.